நெருக்கம்.
Live from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Stories around the world, stories here at home. This is the National News broadcast, bringing to you live from the National News Studios here at Rupavahini. We are ready to bring you the top stories here at home and around the world. I'm Charita Binipuralachi.
And I'm Shara Mascarenas. First, it's a look at the day's headlines.
All Island first of the GCE ordinary level examination from Sangamita Vidyalaya Gaul. Decision taken to award marks for the 3 questions said to be leaked before the scholarship examination. Prices for food items in restaurants reduced. Talks between the UNP and SJB unsuccessful. The death of Hezbollah leader is a historical turning point, says Israeli Premier. Sri Lanka won the Test series against New Zealand. 3rd place in the Under-18 Asian Rugby Tournament secured by Sri Lanka.
On to those and other stories in detail now, and starting off the top story. Commissioner General of Examinations Amit Jayasundar says that more than 75% of 2023 advanced levels.
In this year's examination, the all-island first student has come from Sangamita Balika Vidyalaya Gaul. The GCE 2023 GCE O-level examination was held last May and more than 453,000 applicants appeared for it. Hiruni Malsha Kumaratunga of Sangamita Balika Vidyalaya Gaul became the all-island first in this year's examination. Kuluni Metsala of Museus College Colombo and Vimansa Jayanadi Ratnavira of Maliyadeva Balika Vidyalaya Kurunagala secured the 2nd position. 3 students shared their 3rd position in the examination and 4 students were able to secure the 7th position. Commissioner General of the Examinations in a press meeting held today said compared to last year's, this year's examination results show a higher level of success. The Commissioner General of Examinations says that the percentage of 75.72 of students who appeared for the GCE ordinary level examination this year have qualified for the advanced level. He added that the percentage is higher than the past several years. He pointed out that 4 provinces were able to earn higher percentages, while Southern Province has earned the first place with a percentage of 78.21. Eastern Province with a percentage of 76.36, Western Province with 76.11 and Sabaragamu Province with a percentage of 76.54 are in the following places respectively. Examination results can be obtained from www.donets.lk or you can visit results.exams.gov.lk. The websites and the inquiry with regard to results can be obtained by dialing 1911 on the hotline. Phone numbers are 0112 785922 or 0112 786616 or 0112 784208 and 0112 784537 are kept open for this purpose, and the numbers are appearing on screen for you. According to the Department of Examinations, applications for recorrection of results will be called from the 1st to the 14th of next month.
And it has been decided to award marks to all students for the 3 questions said to be discussed before in the Grade 5 scholarship examination this year. Accordingly, the Ministry of Education, Science and Technology says the examination will not be reconducted. Scholarship examination held on the 15th of September this year. The Department of Examinations started investigations regarding the complaint that the questions of the examination have been discussed before the exam. It was revealed that 3 similar questions of the first question paper has been discussed before the examinations. A complaint had been made to the Criminal Investigation Department based on the preliminary survey report of the Department of Examinations. The Criminal Investigation Department forwarded an interim report to the Secretary of Education after the investigations. In addition, it did not appear that the questions were leaked. An expert committee of local and foreign experts were appointed to take necessary action under the guidance of Prime Minister Dr. Haruni Amarasuriya as the minister concerned. The committee has pointed out that the reconducting of the examination would create immense pressure on the mental level of children again around 10 years. Accordingly, it has been directed to award marks for those 3 questions in order to provide justice to the students.
All Ceylon Restaurants and Canteen Owners Association says food prices at restaurants will be reduced with effect from midnight tonight. President of the association Harshana Rukshan has made a clarification in this connection at a media briefing in Gabbar today. President of the All Ceylon Restaurants and Canteen Owners Association Harshana Rukshan said that prices of all food items being processed using eggs will be reduced with effect from midnight tonight. He further said that accordingly, price of fried rice and kuttu will be reduced by 40 rupees and the price of egg rolls by 20 rupees. President of the association also said that the price of rice and curry with eggs will also come down by 40 rupees. The price of an egg roti will be reduced by 30 rupees. Efforts in talks to bring Samagi Jana Balawege and the United National Party has come to a standstill due to 2 main conditions forwarded by the Samagi Jana Balawege. The United National Party named a group of representatives to initiate talks with Samagi Jana Balawege in creating broad political alliance after the presidential election. The group of representatives of the United National Party has held about 8 rounds of talks at various levels, and 2 main points forwarded by the SJB during the talks has made the path forward in the talks difficult. One of the main points in the condition that SJB wanting to contest under the telephone symbol is the forthcoming election. Another obstacle has been the request made by the Samagi Jana Balawege that the former president and the leader of the United National Party, Ranil Wickremesinghe, should not be included in the new alliance. In the meantime, the position of the representatives of the UNP, since the majority of votes gained by Ranil Wickremesinghe, who contested the last presidential election as an independent candidate, has been the votes personally voted for him, there is no way to agree with the suggestion of the political alliance minus the former president. The request to the offer leadership of the new alliance to Sajid Premadasa has been another condition put forth by the SJB. The representatives of the United National Party have highly objected to that proposal.
And meanwhile, the Prime Minister Dr. Haruni Amarasuri says that the National People's Power government take their responsibility all appointments made by the government. She was addressing media after venerating the sacred tooth relic in Kandy. Devada Ninilame, Pradeep Nilangadala has welcomed Prime Minister Dr. Haruni Amarasuri upon her arrival at the Sidralda Maligawa last afternoon. Thereafter, the Prime Minister was engaged in venerating the sacred tooth relic. Later on, the group headed by Prime Minister has called on Mahanayaka of the Malvatu chapter, Most Venerable Tibbantuwave Sri Sumangala Thera, because of Malvatu Mahavihara Sangha Sabha have extended blessings to the delegation. The Venerable Mahanayaka Thera said that the officials have received new vigor to work without fear due to the government's involvement. The Prime Minister has responded saying that the duty of the government officials is to do things in the correct manner. They should be carried out. The Malvatu Mahanayaka Thera has further stated that the people will follow the leader who act in a firm manner. The Prime Minister has stated that the government is in need of the advice of the Mahasangha. She added that they are not controlling only single crisis but the problem from all the sides. She stressed the need to correctly identify the methodology and point out thereafter the people, the country would function appropriately. The Mahanayaka Thera has also stated that the importance of strengthening the economy and added that crimes would escalate with increasing of poverty. The next visit of Prime Ministerial delegation was Askiri Mahavihare, where they have met Mahanayaka Most Venerable Varakaguda Sri Jnanaratana Thera and received blessings. Anunayaka of the Askiri chapter Venerable Anamadu Dhammadasi Thera has delivered an Anusashana to the group of Mangala Uposakagare. Anunayaka of the Askiri chapter, Most Venerable Anamadu Dhammadasi Thera said that the politically conductive attitude should be indulged in the minds of the people. The Venerable Thera further said that all communities should be turned into people who love the motherland. The Anunayaka Thera also said that the government, including the Prime Minister, has a great duty and responsibility to achieve this task.
යුතුයකමක් තිබෙනවා වගකීමක් ඇවරී තිබෙනවායි කියලා සිහිපත් කර දෙච්ච
Prime Minister Dr. Harani Amarasuri has responded saying that they have taken over the responsibility of governance with the confidence that the country should be at much appropriate level. She also said that the people need to suffer in this manner as in the prison. She further said that this country could be developed. She added that the government will appreciate very much of the blessings of the Mahasangha.
අසීමිත විශ්වාසයක් එක්ක තමයි සහ අපේ රටේ ජනතාව පිළිබඳ අසීමිත විශ්වාසයක් සමග තමයි මම හිතන්නේ අපි සියලු දෙනා මේ වගකීම බාරගත්තේ මොහන්සේලාගේ ආශිර්වාදය අපිට ලැබුණා.
The Prime Minister also told the media that the government will not hesitate to take action against state officials who have been found guilty to offences. The Prime Minister said that those who are being accused would be dealt thoroughly. She also said that the certain changes have been made and similar changes would continue to take place. The Prime Minister further said that they have already taken measures against certain officials who have been found to be the culprits. She added that they are ready to take necessary steps if any irregularities taken place during the period of administration.
ඒකට ඒ වගකීම ගන්නවා කියන්නේ ඔවුන් ඔවුන් කළා තියෙන වැරදි ඔප්පු වුණොත් ඒ චෝදනා ඔප්පු වුණොත් සහ අපේ පාලනය යටතේ ඒවා කෙරුණොත් ඒවට ගන්න තතයුතු ක්‍රියාමාර්ග ගන්න අපි සූදානම්.
Prime Minister Dr. Harani Amarasuri has also visited the Juma Mosque in Katukale, Kandy last evening and received the blessings of the clergymen.
The Department of Meteorology predicts showers or thunder showers in many parts of the island this evening or at night. The meteorology report adds that rainfall exceeding 100 millimeters will be expected at certain places. Rainfall exceeding 100 millimeters is expected in the central, Sabaragamuwa, southern and northwestern provinces as well as in the Kalathura district. Heavy showers are also anticipated in the Battikal and Ampara districts. The department informs the general public to take necessary measures to minimize the accidents that could have arisen due to the provisional strong winds and lightning. The report adds that rain may also occur in the sea surrounding the island, especially in the evenings or at night.
Funeral rites of late former Minister Kumar Welgama will be held at the Mathugama crematorium at 4 p.m. tomorrow. When he passed away, he was 74 years old. Former Minister Kumar Welgama was the chief organizer of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party in the Agalavata electorate from 1984 to 2000. He was appointed as the Minister of Industrial Development during the period 2007 to 2010. From the year 2010 to latter half of the year 2015, he had been functioning as the Minister of Transport in the government of which the SLFP was in coalition. He had remained as a SLFP member till the year 2019 and thereafter he formed his own party, Navalanka Nidahas Party. Kumar Welgama had contested the 2020 parliamentary election under the Samagi Janabalawega headed by Sajith Premadasa and was elected to the parliament. The remains of late minister is scheduled to be kept at his residence in Daniston State in Horavala Mathugama residence from tomorrow morning. Meanwhile, Sri Lanka has beaten New Zealand by an inning and 154 runs in the second and the final test match of the current series played at the Galle International Cricket Stadium today.
With this victory, Sri Lanka has won the series 2-0. The New Zealand team was able to score only 88 runs in their first innings in reply to Sri Lankan team's first innings score to a gallant 602 runs. The Black Caps had commenced its follow-on to escape an innings defeat but managed to score only 360 runs. The New Zealand team in their second innings was at 199 runs for the loss of 5 wickets when the play recommenced for the fourth consecutive day today. Not-out batsman Tom Blundell was out for 60 runs this morning and his companion batsman Glenn Phillips was also dismissed for 78 runs today. Captain Tim Southey's inning was restricted to 10 runs. Nishan Patrice, who is engaged in a brilliant bowling session in his maiden test encounter, has captured 6 wickets. Another effective bowler was Prabhat Jayasuriya, who took 3 wickets. Man of the match was Kaminda Mendis and the man of the series was Prabhat Jayasuriya.
That's the frustration. 2 deliveries, one went past the outside edge. And Tim Southey was not planning to hang about. and misses it.
Presence of mind to get back. Did he get back? And the umpire at square leg goes upstairs. And an easy stumping for Kamindu Mendis. For Sri Lanka to wrap up the series 2-0. Magnificent effort, won the toss, who dominated proceedings from the first inning.
Sri Lanka in this test match. Mammoth total on the board.
Just keeps getting wickets at goal. De Silva, as he collects it, as Sri Lanka cleans the slate, winning the series 2-0
at the Oval, and now comes back home. Wins the first test match, long top 2 in the World Test Championship final in golf. We enjoyed bringing all this coverage to you. Hope you enjoyed it too. Until next time, it's a goodbye from all of us.
Election Commission says that applications for the acceptance of postal votes of the forthcoming general election will be done from the 1st to the 8th of October. The valid voters list will be the same used in the 2024 presidential election. Applying for postal votes will be compulsory for everyone who applied for postal votes in the last presidential election and the postal voters for the general election. Accordingly, all applicants qualified should apply on or before 8th of October, and the Election Commission informs that should be received by all the heads of institutions, certification officers and the returning officers of the concerned district.
Acting Inspector General of Police Priyantha Veerasurya says safeguarding the law of the country for the public will be his priority. He points out that shortcomings of the Yuktiya operation will be corrected and all actions regarding the prevention of crimes shall be taken in the future. Acting IGP Priyantha Veerasurya made these comments after paying respects at the Sri Dalada Maligava in Kandy yesterday. The IGP who arrived at the Sri Dalada Maligava was received by the Diyapatana Nilame Pradeep Nilangadala. Acting IGP Priyantha Veerasurya said that the police has engaged continuously in operations utilizing a high number of officials. He added that they also monitored the shortcomings encountered in implementing certain activities. The acting IGP further said the police in due course would appropriately use their authority by rectifying any shortcomings. He has also requested the police officials to furnish any relevant information to upgrade the services. Defence Secretary Air Vice Marshal Sampath Toyakanta also paid his respects at the Sri Dalada Maligava in Kandy yesterday. Expressing his views, he said that all actions will be taken for the security of the country. Defence Secretary, retired Air Vice Marshal, said that they have identified all the activities that would pose a threat to the national security. He also expressed optimism over coming all non-traditional threats which could pose difficulties for the general public. The Defence Secretary also said that the aim of the government is to fulfill these objectives by developing the potentialities of 3 armed forces personnel based on their commitments. Now, today is the 3rd day of the Colombo International Book Fair.
Thousands of visitors were seen at the BMI Search premises since this morning. Colombo International Book Fair in this month of literature is a special relationship since it provides an opportunity to carry forward the experience of the public and the readers. People are flocking to get the experience of the book fair, and most of the visitors visit the stall of Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation, which is located near the exhibition stall of the section A of BMICH. People get an opportunity to buy Nana Mihira set of books at a fair price, and this includes the programs of the national television.
Here's more local news in brief. In an accident occurred this morning in Casbah, Colombo alternate road, one person died, and according to our correspondent, the person had been at the age of 74 while doing physical exercises who was run over by a truck. People of Maweli L zone are extremely affected by threats from wild elephants. Today, during the early morning hours, a large number of cultivated lands and houses were threatened in the Valioya Athawatunueva village. According to the residents of the area, 3 lives were lost in wild elephant attacks. A high catch of fish has been reported from Batiklo Kalladi Sea. According to the fishermen, a huge catch of fish was able to be harvested after a number of years. Fishermen say that a threat has been posed to the national fish Dadaroya reservoir due to an invasive carnivorous fish breed in the area surrounding the reservoir. According to them, the catch of the fish in the reservoir has come down to a large extent. They request the authorities to provide sufficient solutions as quickly as possible to this problem. Farmers in the Polonnaruwa district have set the paddy fields on fire after harvesting. Our correspondent says due to this activity, insects essential to the environment and hay can be utilized as fertilizer has been completely destroyed. A Shramadana campaign has been started to clean Yoda Allah after a long gap. This Shramadana campaign has been conducted with the participation of farmers and the youth of the area. Sri Lankan Airlines has earned appreciation as the foremost airline in South Asia in South Asian Tourist Service Award ceremony held in Kathmandu, Nepal. This award ceremony is considered the most respected ceremony in tourism industry of South Asian region. This selection of awards process is being done according to the votes given by the consumers and professionals in a concerned areas annually. Sri Lankan Airlines conducts 130 flights per week in South Asia region.
And another batch of sailors belonging to the Sri Lanka regular and volunteer naval forces passed out yesterday after completing their initial training successfully. The ceremony was held at the main physical training grounds of the Sri Lanka Naval Ship Training Institute at Port Harbour with the participation of the Director General of the Institute, Rear Admiral Nishanta Pires. The number of passed outs included 211 regulatory sailors and 69 volunteer sailors. The chief guest awarded trophies to sailors who showed exceptional talents during the preliminary training. A colourful passing out ceremony included a drill display and a cultural presentation. Senior officials of the Navy, sailors, members of the families of sailors participated on this occasion. That's it on local stories. Stay tuned with the international news after this break.
என்ன பாத்துக்கதா ஆட்கள் இருக்காங்களே.
ஆனா என்னோட அம்மா பாத்துக்க வேண்டியது நான் தானே.
உன்னதமான இலக்குகளை மனதில் கொண்டு நீங்கள் எடுக்கும் சரியான முடிவுகள் உங்களையும் நாட்டையும் பெருமையடைய செய்யும். நாங்கள் உங்கள் பெருமையின் அங்கமான மக்கள் வங்கி, தேசத்தின் பெருமை.
Welcome back with international stories. And Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says killing of Hezbollah leader is a historic turning point. Meanwhile, Iran's supreme leader has said that the death of Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah will not go unavenged a day after he was killed in an Israeli airstrike in Lebanon. The Iranian government has declared a 5-day mourning period in honor of Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah, who was killed in an Israeli strike on September 27th. The Lebanese government also declared a 3-day mourning period following the death of Nasrallah. Hezbollah confirmed yesterday that its long-standing leader Hassan Nasrallah was killed after intense Israeli airstrikes on Lebanon, and Nasrallah's death is a major escalation in Israel's war with the Lebanese militant group, which has potentially brought the region a step closer to even wider conflict. Meanwhile, Israel's military has indicated that dozens of raids were carried out on Hezbollah's target in Lebanon today. The strikers had targeted buildings where weapons and military structures of the organization were stored. And according to the Israeli statement, at least 6 people have been killed in the south of the country and a further 9 of the Bekaa Valley, a Hezbollah stronghold in northeastern Lebanon. In the meantime, Israel has also said another key Hezbollah official has been killed from its strikes, and Nabi Kouakou, head of Hezbollah's Representative Security Council and a key member of its Central Council, was killed by fighter jets yesterday, the IDF said in a statement. The World Food Programme has launched an emergency operation in Lebanon to help distribute aid to up to 1 million people in the region. As of yesterday, there were over 200,000 people who had been displaced inside Lebanon. And according to the United Nations High Commissioner of Refugees, some in Lebanon are fleeing across borders looking for safety, including Syrians returning to their war-torn homeland. Meanwhile, Israel has ignored previous calls for a ceasefire, including a 21-day proposal, but put forward by the US, UK and the EU last week.
Major floods and landslides in Nepal have killed at least 100 people across the country. The heavy rains, which started on Friday, are expected to continue through the weekend. Dozens of more were still missing today after 2 days of intense rainfall, which has inundated the valley around the capital of Kathmandu. People have been left stranded on rooftops, with workers carrying out rescuers on rafts. Thousands of homes near the rivers have also been flooded, and many highways are blocked.
And torrential rains from Storm Helene have ravaged parts of the North Carolina and Tennessee, the latest southeastern U.S. states in suffering in a disaster that has killed at least 63 people. In North Carolina, the mountain city as Asheville was largely cut out by flooding yesterday. More than 200 roads remain closed in the state, where 10 people have died. Officials have continued daring rescues with boats, helicopters and large vehicles to help those stranded in floodwaters.
A 100-day-old panda cub born by Meng Meng, the eldest of the world's only giant panda triplets, is healthily growing and in good shape, according to the Chimlong Safari Park in Guangzhou City, China. The zoo recently held a public event to celebrate the adorable panda's first 100 days. The conservation team gave the cub a physical examination on the day. The female baby bear has grown to more than 5 kilograms from 178 grams at birth and has 13 teeth, said the conservation team after the checkup. After the physical examination, the baby panda returned to the exhibition area and slept on a special 100 family quilt sewn from blessing cloth brought by visitors, which symbolizes the blessings of hundreds of families in Cantonese culture.
Introducing Prima Kottami Korean Ramen. Let's fire it up.
On your sports news tonight, Sri Lanka earned the 3rd place in the Under-18 7-member Asian Rugby Tournament today.
The tournament was held in Malaysia. In the tournament, which got underway yesterday, the Sri Lanka defeated Thailand 27-0. Later, the match between Chinese Taipei Sri Lanka team scored a victory of 29-12 goals and drew the match with Hong Kong with a score of 17-all. Sri Lanka scored a walkover since the Brunei rugby team did not participate in the tournament. Sri Lanka is qualified to secure the 3rd spot in the tournament, and today they played against their host Malaysia. Sri Lanka won the match 17-14 to capture the 3rd position in the tournament.
Count them out, they look down and out and boom, they strike. They've gone from being 6-man. That's it, that's the end of the game. Sri Lanka have won third place and the bronze.
Sri Lankan cricket has extended the services of the Sri Lanka cricket team's provisional head coach Sanat Jayasuriya by a further year. He was appointed to this position upon the vacancy created due to the former coach Chris Silverwood. Sanat Jayasuriya was handed over the temporary head coach following the conclusion of the recent Indian tour and the Test series in England. Thereafter, the Sri Lankan cricketer has decided to extend the appointment until the New Zealand Test series. The Sri Lanka cricket team has been able to secure victories against India in the one-day tournament and also against England in Test cricket at the Oval under the traineeship of Sanat Jayasuriya. Sri Lanka's victory against New Zealand in the final Test match today has consolidated the positions of Sanat Jayasuriya in the team.
The Sri Lanka women's cricket team scored their first victory in the first practice match of the 2020 Women's World Cup. They defeated the Bangladesh women's team by 33 runs. The tournament is being held in the United Arab Emirates, and batting first in the practice match, Sri Lanka women's team scored 143 runs for the loss of 7 wickets in their allotted 20 overs. Hansini Pereira scored 43 runs while Linakshi De Silva and Harshita Samaravikrama scored 30 and 29 runs respectively. In reply, Bangladesh women's team scored only 110 runs and only in their 20 overs. Nigara Sultana scored 30 and bowling Sugandhika Kumari captured 3 wickets while Inoshi Predarshini was able to get 2 wickets.
That's looking very, very good, and it's given. Chamari immediately. She walks across the stumps. It's hit her right in front.
Now the practice match was held between Pakistan and Scotland, where batting first the Pakistan women's team scored 133 runs, losing 9 wickets in their 20 overs. In reply, the Scotland women's team scored 133 runs for the loss of 2 wickets in 18 overs and sealed the victory. Swara Grace was unbeaten 60 and Sasikia Hole scored 48 runs.
Introducing Prima Kothmi Korean Ramen. Let's fire it up. Fire it up.
Scoop it. He's got enough connection.
And with that cricket update, we are wrapping up tonight's news. We'll see you tomorrow at the very same time. I'm Charita, signing with Sharon. Stay safe.